Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity for the RTA, Road and Transport Authority in Dubai, to open this very important conference. I manage the RTA's licensing agency that has primary responsibility for the safety and roadworthiness of vehicles and the training and licensing of Dubai drivers who use Dubai's roads. One of the agency's core roles is to provide the Dubai community with vehicle registration services that include managing vehicle safety and overseeing the safety inspection of vehicles and the performance of related legislation. Dubai has more than 1.3 million registered vehicles. In 2013, we managed over 1.2 million vehicle safety inspections, which occurred through a partnership with a number of private vehicle inspection companies in Dubai. You may not be aware that Dubai's vehicle population is currently growing at an average of over 10% annually, which is expected to continue for the next few years. The growth in vehicle population generates growth in service demand that we meet by improving our business capacities and efficiencies in service delivery, while we look to improve our service delivery standards as well. In Dubai each year, commercial vehicles and private vehicles that are more than 3 years old require a safety inspection before the vehicle registration can be renewed. Because vehicle safety is a key focus for the licensing agency, we have invested heavily and continue to invest in resources in improving the performance of vehicle safety services. In 2013, we developed a comprehensive plan for improving the vehicle inspection service to better guarantee that vehicles are being properly and consistently inspected. The implementation of the plan is expected to be completed by the end of next year. The improvements being implemented include retraining vehicle inspectors to make them better qualified and more knowledgeable on the safety aspects of vehicles. It also includes new equipment and the standardized calibration of equipment that is used at vehicle inspection sites. The improvements included bringing online to the agency all computerized equipment at inspection centers, which allows the agency to electronically and centrally monitor every vehicle inspection. Cameras are also being installed at every inspection site, which gives the agency the technology to better monitor the full inspection process, even where manual vehicle checks are involved. The improvements included standardizing the vehicle inspection process to improve the quality of the overall inspection. But this has also increased the vehicle inspection times that requires our inspection partners to employ more inspectors. Some of you may have noticed that some of the inspection partners are now open 24 hours a day, which provides more convenience to the client, but also offsets the delays that are caused by the longer vehicle inspection requirements that are part of the overall higher quality vehicle inspection. A key industry that we rely on to provide safe vehicles to the community is the vehicle repair industry. An important element of providing safe vehicles from the repair industry includes the standard of vehicle modifications. The agency monitors modified vehicles through vehicle inspection process to ensure they continue to be safe for the use on Dubai roads. However, I acknowledge that this is an area where work is needed to improve vehicle modification standards. Not only standards, but also legislation and the overall management of the vehicle modification process. This is not a Dubai-only issue, I believe, but one that affects the UAE, and because of our close links, also affects other neighboring GCC countries. I believe a key outcome of this conference should be the acknowledgement that improvements are needed to legislation and standards that govern the vehicle modification business. I suggest that most benefit to the industry and regulators would be achieved where legislation and standards are managed at a federal level for the UAE. It is important for the industry and regulators to achieve consistency and clarity of vehicle modification requirements across the entire country, and ideally have a consistent approach across the GCC as well. From an RTA perspective, the licensing agency has a technical committee that manages the inspection of modified vehicles to ensure that the vehicles continue to meet international safety standards. To achieve business efficiencies, it is important that companies that are involved in vehicle modifications have access to clear and consistent information about the government requirements that are associated with vehicle modifications. It is also important that companies are aware of the skills and the equipment that should be available to safely provide quality vehicle modification services. Access to improved vehicle modification information may reduce the current problem where some modified vehicles are not approved by government regulators and require the company to do further modification work to a vehicle. This is expensive for the companies, but also impacts the company's reputation in the eyes of the consumers. Consumers may question whether they are receiving a quality product from the company when their modified vehicle is not approved by the government regulators. The provision of better information to the industry and the publishing of vehicle modification standards gives both the vehicle modification industry and consumers more confidence. Confidence that a professional service is being provided. It means companies have more confidence in their modification, that their modifications will be passed for the first time by regulators who are responsible for vehicle safety, such as the RTA device case. And it also gives consumers confidence that their vehicle will be modified to a government-specified standard and is safe and legal to drive. The licensing agency has recently been involved in benchmarking activities and studies and has already recommended to the UAE Ministry of Interior that national legislation be implemented. Importantly, the report of the ministry included the recommendation to provide instruction and technical booklets to the industry. The report included a range of associated topics, such as the source of vehicle parts used by the vehicle modifications industry. As part of our agency's plans to improve the quality of vehicle safety, the vehicle repair industry should be aware that we have established a partnership with the vehicle insurance industry that will soon be providing us with vehicle crash information. The agency will use the vehicle crash information from insurers to better monitor the quality of vehicle repairs. In the case of serious crashes, the agency may require special inspections on these vehicles before they are allowed to be driven on Dubai roads again. The linking with the insurance industry is also to provide more information to the insurance industry from the RTA that may be used to better manage the risk assessment on vehicles, which in turn could reduce the potential fraudulent insurance claims. Broadly linked to the initiative is the certification of garages project that is planned to start in the very near future. The agency will evaluate all companies in the Dubai vehicle repair industry, including vehicle modifiers, and provide a certification for each company. Certification will include the approval for the company to provide a range of vehicle services, including vehicle modification services. The certification will include the equipment and skills that the company will have available for the approved services. With certification will come an audit process to ensure that companies stay compliant with the equipment, skills, and performance that are needed to provide the various vehicle services that they are accredited for. This will be necessary to keep the RTA accreditation. The certification process may increase the profile of your vehicle repair industry. However, it will also make it more difficult and less profitable for those companies who are not certified to operate in the industry. We would encourage and expect consumers to shift their preference to doing business with certified garages because of the improved consumer protection as well as the quality of the service that the consumers will receive. Consumers will be informed of this certification process and will choose companies that provide them with vehicle services based on the RTA certification process. The benefit for consumers from this certification will be confidence that they are receiving a quality service that is aligned with the government requirements. Additionally, in some cases, the RTA may not inspect modified or repaired vehicles if the work is done by a properly accredited company, which increases client convenience and satisfaction. Industry consultation and potentially the forming of an industry working group to advise and assist the licensing agency on this project will commence very shortly. This will be a big step for industry and government to better work in partnership to improve vehicle safety and client satisfaction in the industry, which includes the car modification industry. A critical aspect of working more closely together is being consistent with published standards and parameters as well. In closing, I believe that this conference will give you the opportunity to recognize and understand the issues facing the industry and the opportunity to more closely analyze these issues from both an industry and a regulator perspective. Important outcomes should be improved clarity and understanding of the industry in delivering quality vehicle services to consumers and ensuring that the safety of vehicles on our roads is also met. I again suggest to regulators that there is an opportunity to consider a national and GCC-wide approach to regulating the modification of vehicles. This is to better protect our motor industries while further safeguarding our driving community.